Hey. I said, hey.
Oh, Rosalina, can you be my mommy?
Rosalina. Hey, you little
Huh?
freak. Wake
What?
up.
What's that?
I said wake up, O protector of the fan base. You have a job you must complete.
Protector of the... What are you talking about?
You have been chosen to protect and expand the fan base.
Who are you? What fan base? How do you get in my house? Should I be afraid right now?
Fear not, O guardian, for you have much to learn. Who I am is not important right now, but you may refer to me as Super Kami Guru. Super Kami Guru agrees. As for your second question, look for what sits upon your throne for the answer.
My throne? You mean the raggedy old chair my aunt gave me when she got better...
It is your throne. Do not defy
Okay, it's
me, I
my
will get
throne.
Popo to whoop your ass.
Sheesh. No, I always thought if I had an ominous voice in my head, it'd be less uptight and a little more wisecracky. And how am I dressed?
Just one of the few ways I can bend reality to my will.
Okay, I can't dress myself.
Go look at the damn chair, child.
Sonic Archives. The Sonic comics? I'm the protector of the Sonic fanbase?
Yes. Yes, you are, regrettably.
But I've never even read the Sonic comics before. I'm expected to protect and expand everything Sonic related.
Yes, but first I must equip you with your weapon.
My weapon?
Yes, there will be many foes you'll encounter that will want to do harm to the fanbase you protect. This weapon will help you combat these foes.
You're kidding, right?
Gaze upon your portal to wacky hijinks with the man they call JD and his friend Turk.
JD and... You mean my TV? Yeah, this looks like a Mad Cat blaster from the Dreamcast. Sweet. Alright, so I have my weapon, which I'm going to put into use immediately soon enough. How do I expand the fan base?
That, young guardian, is for you to decide.
Well, I guess the only way for people to start reading these things is if they know how good they are, right? Hey everybody, it's your main man the Sandman, here to review the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books. It's the first episode and I'm kind of jumping into this, so this will be an experience for the both of us. It looks like I'll be reading from the Sonic Archives. The Sonic Archives are a compilation of the older comics that started in 1991, put together into a graphic novel. Each volume has 4 issues in it, and it's still running today, accompanied by the Sonic Selects, which chronicle the Sonic Super Specials. More on those later. That is also still running today, the final volume being released this December. Here in my hands is the first archive release, containing issues number 1 through number 4. What? You think I jumped into this without doing a little bit more research? Let's begin, shall we? The cover to issue 1 is pretty good, I guess. It has the Freedom Fighter surrounded by Robotnik and his badniks on a plain, white background. They must have been fighting in the before time and space. So the first issue opens up with, Jesus! What the hell, comic? I open you up to the first page and the first thing you show me is something this disturbing? This does not bode well. Oh, it's a piñata. Well, I still say mentally scarring children in the first issue is not the way to go, even for a second. But anyway, we see Robotnik is in his office building? Where the heck is this? As he's venting off his frustration on a very realistic looking paper doll of Sonic filled with candy. Actually, the drawing kind of makes the doll look a bit fuzzy. That's kind of weird. How pathetic. Me, the great rival Robotnik, reduced to hitting a piñata made to look like my sworn enemy. Oh, but it's so good, Master. Try one of these caramel creams.
What? I said I wanted whoopers in those things.
They're pronounced whoppers.
I'll tell you how they're pronounced.
So as Robotnik is fuming, a swap bot comes in and offers Robotnik a plant. Robotnik shows that he isn't very appreciative of the gift. You know, I just noticed Robotnik is sporting a pretty cool Pippin cane. I want one. So Robotnik continues to beat the swap bot into the ground until it tells him that the plant is not organic. And we can see that the plant called the for lack of a better word, I guess, is meant to grow uncontrollably, chopping anything it comes across. I mean, that's what we're to assume it does. I mean, they never tell us directly. But come on, what else is it supposed to do? The swap-bot proceeds to explain how the seeds are to be spread by a customized burrow bot equipped to dig and plant the seeds. The tomatoes I had them plant out back are flourishing quite nicely. Robotnik likes the plan. A wonderfully sinister plan. One that only I could have conceived of. Isn't that right, Burrowbot? Or do you want to be promoted to the spare parts department too? You made the swap bot, dude. It's your plan by extension. And even if that's not how it works, who are you trying to prove this to? The robots you created? We then jump to the secret underground village of Knothole. Wait. What? Yeah, that's really underground. Here we see Antoine, the cowardly French coyote, lost in his thoughts about Princess Sally, and how she seems to pay more attention to him than Sonic. Ironically, he's thinking about this right when Sally is trying to get his attention, but he's so lost in his thoughts that he doesn't appear to hear her, and walks out of the room. Oh, the irony! He decides that the only way to get her affection is to appeal to her feminine side, and goes out to pick her some flowers. Does anyone else think the artwork in this page makes Antoine look a tad bit disturbed? Sonic and Sally, who is now rocking the ponytail brunette look, hear Antoine scream and run out to see what happened. Oh no, don't do a lame breaking the fourth wall joke. Ugh, I hate when people do one of those jokes just for the sake of doing one of those jokes. We get it, you're aware you're a fiction. Could you be a little bit more clever with it? There are those rare moments when I feel a moment of breaking the fourth wall is done well. The times I've seen Deadpool do it in video games, and these moments actually make me want to go out and read comics starring him, I felt were pretty clever. And I always found moments where a character would just look at the audience without saying anything turned out to be pretty amusing as well. But saying, hey, we're self-aware, just doesn't cut it for me, and it comes off as being forced and lame. Fourth wall jokes can be funny. There just really are. I mean, what, do they expect me to go, hey, they're talking about me! That's awesome! So anyway, Sonic and Sally make their way up the tunnels dug by a very drunk burrowing animal to see that Antoine has been captured by the Crud's plant. We also see why Sonic doesn't use big words. And we come to the end of part 1. Wait, they split it up into parts? Why, so I don't lose my place in this 27-page graphic novel epic? Well, thank you, comic, but I think I can handle myself. So on freaking page 6, we get to part 2, and Sonic jumps out to save Antoine from the plants, making a twang sound as he jumps out. Is that the right sound effect? Twang is more of the sound you make when you... I can't think of anything! Sonic the Hedgehog never deserts a friend in need, but since there's none around right now, I might as well help you! Ah, Sonic being a douchebag. This is what I look for when I read anything Sonic related. So Sonic jumps out and does a Sonic spin to slice the carnivorous carnations. That's not how a Sonic spin works. I mean, look at that! Sonic's spines have grown all the way around his body somehow. Why did they draw him like that? Who drew this? Dave Manak? Dave Manak, you failed! The penciler is like the artist, right? I don't know anything about comics. comic books. Sonic grabs and... Okay, this image of Sally punching out a plant is pretty damn funny. Anyway, they carry Antoine back down to Knothole and get Boomer, later on known as Rotor, to help get the vines off the guy. Good thing I've got this chainsaw handy. I've been meaning to trim the table ever since we built it. You know, when I first saw this scene, I thought Boomer was going to do some special samurai-style cutting where he only cuts the vines and completely misses Antoine. That would have been freaking boss. But oh well. So they just pull the plants off him, boring, and throw the plant into the bucket. Wait, what type of sound effect is rest? They stand Antoine up and walk him around to shake off the feeling of being passed out, I guess. I feel dizzy, weak, confused. Good, he's back to normal. Another pretty funny line. Good job, comic. So while they're walking Antoine around, Tails, everyone's favorite two-tailed sidekick, walks in and finds the bucket of plants on the ground. And thinking they're just a bud of cuttings, decides to water them. What's with the coloring on Tails' glove right here? Why is it gold? Oh well. The rest of the group sees Tails water the plants and start to panic. Egad, he watered the thing. Now that it's nourished, it'll grow like mad. So now we all over now. Sheesh, guys, relax. He watered it. He didn't give it Bushroot's special IQ2U formula. We jump back to Robotnik watching over the Great Forest with his telescope that only he would ever look through, so only he would ever have to pay for, and expositioning how his plan is working perfectly, and how there's no way he can lose. We then cut back to Knothole where the plants that Tails watered are exploding in the bucket, and then finally frizzling out. Sonic points out how it smells like electrical fire, and that gives Rotor the idea to examine the plant. Ah, just as I thought, this isn't organic, it's mechanical. How plant-like is this thing where Rotor has to use a golden microscope to find out this thing is made of metal, not petals? They conclude that the only one who could ever make an electrical vine is Robotnik. Actually, Robotnik's SWAT bots. But they'll never know. And Sonic devises an illogical plan to get rid of all the plants. Sally says that's unnecessary, though. What? But I'm the star. I have to save the day. He's just going to keep chipping away at that fourth wall, isn't he? Well, actually, chipping away would have been funny. Sonic's just laying dynamite at the base and yelling, "Fire in the hole! Mother Nature's going to do it for us! Read the weather report, Tails! Cloudy with a 95% chance of severe thunderstorms." So the storms drown the machines, and the comic ends with Robotnik throwing the Burrowbot that planted the seeds into the robot disposable, which has magically changed color palettes, while he makes bad puns about it. The next pages are Sonic bumper stickers? Well, I know what's going on in my imaginary Pontiac. The next story begins with puns! No, it starts with the freedom fighters calling Sonic's name.
He loves to hear us call his name.
Because he's the only one who can fold a map? What? As it turns out that what they were actually trying to do was pinpoint the location where Robotnik was going to make a big speech. A speech to his robots? Damn, this guy's lonely! So upon hearing that Robotnik is making a speech to his animate objects, Sonic decides to tell it over there himself. Or with our help. Hey kids, get your Sega Genesis, plug in Sonic 2 and give me the Casino Night Zone. I have Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection. Does that count? Or you could just turn the page. Oh, okay. I'd rather be playing Sonic 2. So Sonic makes his way to the Casino Night Zone during the daylight hours, and stop! What's with the cowboy frog on the roof? So he makes his way inside and just walks up to a SWAT bot asking for a table. Sonic the Hedgehog, master of espionage! The only way he could be more subtle if he sat in the front row. Oh, you have got to be kidding me! He sits in the front row! What is his plan exactly? So of course Robotnik notices him, before Sonic even gets into the room, mind you, and decides that he can help demonstrate his new enemy prototype. Maybe that'll teach Sonic how not to be a lousy tipper. So Krabby introduces Robotnik to his own robots, and he comes in the room opening up with... oh god, no. He opens up with a joke. "Thank you, what a crowd. The last place I played..." Played what? was so small, the AA batteries were stoop-shouldered. Ow. But seriously, folks, this is my most recent Batnix. Orbinaut. Couldn't use a Sonic 2 enemy. What about that grasshopper that attacks you off screen, or that starfish that shoots in like 5 or 6 different directions? See these mace balls? Mace balls being one word. Allow them to hover. Best of all, they can be launched with deadly accuracy, aka left or right, at an enemy. For example, Sonic the Hedgehog. Once he loses his mace balls, he's a bit screwed, however. But he does make a fantastic sight to have following you around you. So Sonic gets knocked out by the Opernaut and is put into a glass ball. Oh, for the love of... Why would they split this up into 2 parts again? Maybe this is where the commercial break would be if this was a cartoon. This, however, is not the cartoon, ergo, this is stupid. So Robotnik orders to now capture Sonic be put into his giant pinball machine. I've been waiting for months to try this thing out, but I didn't have any leftover cute animals to put inside of it. So Sonic is let loose on the pinball table and gets knocked around all over the place before being dumped back out again. But before Robotnik can reinsert him, he's told by a swap bot that someone won 50 cents in the casino. So he goes to beat the winner with a hammer, and this gives Sonic time to use his spines to get the glass, and wait. What are those red spots all over the glass? Was Sonic bleeding in there? Anyway, Robotnik comes back with the hammer, steaming for some reason, and Sonic is once again inserted into the pinball machine. Prepare for a perilous, punishing, pulse-pounding, profound predicament, blue punk. Who writes your dialogue? Owl alliteration? I can't really decide who had the worst line in that panel. They were both incredibly forced and annoying. So this time Robotnik tries to launch Sonic, the glass ball breaks, and Sonic destroys the pinball machine, and then hightails it out of there. And to make it look like Sonic had a plan before coming into the casino, they add in that he placed a bomb somewhere and the whole place blows up. I hate that Hedgehog. One of these days he'll be a pork chop dinner. With biscuits and gravy, and some black-eyed peas, rice pudding, and cannolis. Ha ha ha! It's funny because he's fat, and he's talking about food. I love how he starts not even make complete sentences anymore. He just starts listing food items. Oh well, the comic ends with this being a joke, I think. I'm not entirely sure. You guys can guess that one for yourselves, and... Wait, there's more? Yes, there's still 3 more single-page joke stories that can all be summed up in very little words for each. Bad puns, the slapstick chili dog recipe. That last one alone makes the comic worth buying. So that was Sonic the Hedgehog issue number 1, and I'll admit, it was a lot sillier than I expected. It feels a lot like the show Adventure Sonic the Hedgehog, with the cast of Sonics I am thrown into it. And considering the fact that people have varying opinions on the show, some might like it while others might not. It was a bit silly for the sake of being silly for me. It took a pretty basic plot outline and just filled it with slapstick and occasional pun. Sometimes it was funny, but not often. There, finish the first issue. Can I stop now?
Nope. You must prove you're worthy by reviewing the first 5 issues at least.
Is this gonna be work?
Super Kami Guru does not enjoy work. But yes, it will be work.
Do I get more awesome gadgets?
What do I look like, an army? Of course you're gonna get gadgets.
Sweet.